Well, this week we got a prediction segment. Week 7. It's supposed to be the lucky week. Week 7, lucky week. And I'm thinking, as I'm looking at these games that we're about to predict here, that this is going to be a totally disastrous week for all of us.
No. Mine was in week 5, and week 6 I didn't feel good about my picks, but I actually did quite well. You might have a disastrous week, but I'm ready to go. I feel really good about my picks this week.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're really confident. Then let's start, shall we?
Oh, well, hold on. We got to review where we're at.
Okay. All right.
Okay, now neither of us is wearing the hat of shame.
And you're both on camera, yes.
Let's look over in the corner there.
Yeah, Sizzle was the one that's got
There
the hat
it
of shame.
is.
Yes, I have on the poop emoji hat.
Yeah.
How did Jen do this? Sizzle, how did you do?
I went 9-5.
9-5. That's not bad though. I mean, that's really not bad. Steve, how did you do?
I went 10-4.
11-3.
11-3.
Well,
That puts you at 61-27-1. That puts me at 59-29-1. And Steve is still bringing up the rear with 57-33-1.
I told you I'll
Also-
never catch up.
Also, against the spread, I did much better this week. I bounced back and went 8-5 against the spread. So,
Oh,
Okay.
good for you.
Well, that's great. 8-5 on the spread. All right, so let's do these games and let's see what we got here.
Our first game of the week is tonight, actually. It's the Giants at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is favored by 4.5.
I like the Eagles. They're going to cover. I just think they're due. They've been a mess this year. I understand that, but the Giants are not a quality football team. This is going to be a pretty low-scoring game. The over/under on it is 45. I would be tempted to put some money down on under on this. I think there's going to be somewhere around 40 points scored, and I see Philadelphia winning by about a touchdown.
Well, I'm going to go with the Eagles because I agree that they are due. But this is just it. This is just what I'm saying about disaster week. Because every one of these games, believe it or not, this is the week that what you think should happen probably will not happen. Because the favorites can't win every game, and you know that.
Yeah.
And there's going to be upsets this week, and I'm going to tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if the Giants win this game, but I am taking the Eagles.
Sizzle, who you got?
I am also taking the Eagles, guys.
Okay.
All right, there we go. All right, so next game, what do we got?
Well, our next game is Cleveland at Cincinnati, and Cleveland is favored by 3.5.
All right, go ahead, Jay.
I'm definitely not picking the Browns. I'm done with the Browns. I think Sizzle and I both were so, enraptured by how they performed a couple of weeks ago. They looked so good. And then they come right back out the next week and proceed to be the Cleveland Browns again. They decided to try, being a good football team for 1 week. And, it worked out. And they said, hey, that's fun. Let's go back into the toilet. So, yeah, I'm definitely taking the Bengals on this in the upset. The Browns are favored by 3, and I'm not really sure why. Bengals are on the rise. You yourself are always talking about Joe Burrow,
I love it.
your new man crush. And, yeah, I like the Bengals in this game. Steve, what do you got?
Well, I love Joe Burrow. We've been talking about this all day. The Cincinnati Bengals have a very young football team, and they are building something special. However, I've got to go with the Cleveland Browns in this particular game. And I'll give you my 2 reasons, so make it short and sweet. First and foremost, if I don't pick against you on some of these games, I'm never going to get back into this pick segment. That's number 1. Number 2, Cleveland was embarrassed last week. I think they bounced back against Cincinnati. Myles Garrett is real. They got nobody that can block him. You got all the starting players for Cleveland because Kevin Stefanski will come up with a great game plan. Cleveland Browns win this game, and thank God they do because that means I'm one step closer to catching everybody in the picks. What do you got, Sizzle?
I am riding with you, Steve, on this one. I am going to pick the Browns.
Okay. Great. Next game.
Our next game is going to be Dallas at Washington, and Dallas is favored by 1.
All the great games we've had over the last several decades with Dallas and Washington. I mean, how many? It's always a draw. The Cowboys and the team formerly known as, well, you know what they were. and they were natural enemies. You know, they were always, it was always higher rated games.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is a disaster. This is just a giant dumpster fire of a game.
No,
these
it's
are
gonna be great.
these are two bad football teams. Of course, it's going to be dramatic because as you always point out, the Cowboys are the TMZ of the NFL.
I love them.
But somebody's got to win this game. I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this. I really have issues with Washington. I don't think they're headed anywhere. I realize the Cowboys are bad, but I don't think that the Red Rocket could possibly be as bad as he was last week. Cowboys will win, and they're 1 point underdogs, so they'll win the upset.
Oh, wow. Sizzle, you go because you're a Cowboy fan.
I am picking Dallas on this one.
Well, then I should pick Washington because you guys are picking Dallas to get back in the
Go
picks.
right ahead and pick
Knock
Washington.
yourself
You
out.
see, the
Go
thing is
right
with
ahead.
Washington that people don't look at. They just look at how they're losing. But the Washington football team, almost said the wrong word there. The Washington football team has a great defense, and they got Ron Rivera on defense. I don't know who the hell's going to play quarterback. Are they going to bring Alex Smith in? Are they going to bring the kid
I
back?
think breaking news: your mom is going to be in at quarterback.
Hey, don't be talking about his mama.
She can play too. Actually, she can run.
She
could
can.
ball.
She can.
Freaking
There you go.
88 years old. She
I
can-
wish they'd start Alex Smith. Because they're not going anywhere this season anyway. Why not give the fans what they want?
Right. I tell you what, I'm going to pick Dallas so I can stay even in the pick because they are the favorite. But I'm also thinking that Washington wins this game. But I'm taking Dallas. Okay, but don't be surprised next week when we come in here that Washington defense shut down the Cowboys. Remember Andy Dalton's second week starting. Dallas can't stop anyone. Washington on offense is not that bad. But when they're going against a defense that is on pace this year to be the worst defense in NFL history, not just for the last 10
Yeah,
years,
they're
the
bad.
worst in history. Okay, if Dallas, I will make this prediction, though, and you might even jump on my bandwagon on this. Something big will happen in Dallas this week if they lose this game.
I'm surprised something big already hasn't happened. I mean,
If they lose this
I
game.
can't believe Jerry Jones must be having absolute fits. I mean, this
No,
is,
he's not having fits. He's got a lot of money coming in no matter what the Cowboys do. I'm just saying that
he is one of the most passionate owners
he
the
is
NFL
very
has ever
passionate.
had.
He is very passionate. But I'm saying, can you possibly see a scenario especially if Washington wins by 7 or more? Okay, can you see a scenario where Mike Nolan keeps his job?
I think he's already on thin ice. That would probably crack it.
I'm saying right now there will be drama in Dallas after
course.
this weekend.
Of course.
I don't know what, but you can bet your butt the Cowboys will be going on. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Before we move on, one note. There's no possible way that Ezekiel Elliott's going to put the ball on the ground a couple of times again.
I agree.
There's no possible way.
I can't say that.
That's
Not with that
one reason I'm
defense.
picking the Cowboys. They
Watch-
can't possibly be that bad again.
Watch this game and watch that Washington football team defense. They're very underrated. People aren't
What's the
talking about it.
over-under on that game?
48.
46.
46.
Yes.
I like the under. That's going to be a low-scoring game.
But not with Dallas's defense. It could be 48.
You're
to-
assuming Washington's going to score points, though.
They are. They don't have that.
They're
bad.
dreadful on offense, man.
Okay,
They're
so it's going to
dreadful.
be the number 32 defense against the number 32 offense.
Well,
And
that's
we'll see
almost
who
like
wins.
the first offense against the first defense. I
There
mean,
you go.
same
It's a
thing, only
wash.
different.
It's a wash.
Well, you saw what happened last week when you had that, but we'll talk to that later
What's
on.
our next
We're all
game?
taking Dallas. Next
What you
game.
got, Sizzle?
Our next game is going to be Detroit at Atlanta, and Atlanta is favored by 2.5.
Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, I know the Lions have been improving, but I've got to go Falcons here. I just, again, I cannot comprehend how they're this inept with Matt Ryan and with Julio Jones. They've got to get better. The Falcons cover, and they'll win this football game.
I'm sorry, who did you just pick?
I picked the Falcons.
He picked the Falcons. What are you taking, Sizzle? I'm going to listen to this.
I'm taking the Falcons on this one.
Okay. That's great that you guys are taking the Falcons. That'll give me a chance to get another up on your pick. I'm taking the Detroit Lions. I think Atlanta got lucky last week beating the Vikings, who didn't show up for the game.
They won't be showing up this week either because they have a bye.
Well, that's great for Viking fans. Maybe they can get
Right,
it together.
no loss for this week.
I still don't understand why the Vikings are so bad. I mean, that team is not.
I don't understand why the Falcons are so bad.
But the Vikings defense,
Exactly.
the Vikings are actually competing for Dallas with the worst defense in the league. It is terrible. But I'm saying Detroit beats Atlanta because I got to go against you, number one, and because I just got a feeling.
All right.
I'm going to be watching that and that Cowboy game because I think these are going to be like nail biters. That's just my opinion. All right, next game.
Our next game is Carolina Panthers at New Orleans Saints. The Saints are favored by 7.5.
Strong spread there. But strong spread. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, you got to take the Saints, really, you do. They got a lot of problems, but they're in New Orleans. I think they're letting fans into the stadium. Not many, but they're going to let some in. That will help.
Right.
Carolina.
I was going to mention that.
Carolina is, they without Christian McCaffrey, Teddy Bridgewater has done a fantastic job, and I don't think New Orleans defense is really that bad. And I think Drew Brees can find the holes in the Carolina Panther defense and score some points. Michael Thomas is there. Kamara's there. You got to go with the Saints. Come on.
Okay, well, I am taking the Saints, and for one big reason, I think Bridgewater is due for a bit of a stumble. He's due to have to really lay an egg, and I think it's going to be this week. The Saints defense has been taking a lot of shots, and I think they have a lot of pride. They're going to step it up this week. I don't like them to cover, but I do like the Saints to win. There's only one real problem, and I found this out before I left to come to the studio this morning. They're now saying that Michael Thomas, who went down in week 1 with a high ankle sprain, wasn't it?
Right.
I believe so.
Yeah, and he's been missing all that time. And then he didn't play last week because he got in a fist fight with one of his teammates in the practice facility. Now they're saying he may miss this week because during practice yesterday, he tweaked his hamstring.
Oy vey.
I don't know if that changes your pick or not. He's still supposed to play.
I'm taking the Saints.
I'm taking
the Saints. Let's move on.
I am taking the Saints as well, guys.
All right, next game.
All right, so our next game is Buffalo at the Jets, and Buffalo is favored by 13.
That's a whopping spread. But then again, it is the Jets.
Exactly.
So I'm going to take the Bills, and they're going to cover. I think they're going to blow the Jets right out of the building. I think this game is going to get really, really ugly. I'm talking like Buffalo's going to win by 20 plus points. It's going to be It's going to be a slaughter.
That should be a bonus. If you pick the spread on this game, correctly. When it comes to the Jets, I let me say this. Let me look at the camera in case anybody's watching this thing from New York. You people from New York out there, my heart goes out to you.
Right.
I mean, it goes out more than Atlanta fans. And Atlanta's been killed in sports for years by bonehead plays and bad decisions. But look at the Jets. How bad are they? Look at the Giants. How bad are they? What about those wonderful New York Knicks? They stink. Okay? Look at all the teams coming out of New York. And for one of the biggest cities in the United States to have sports teams that are this bad is absolutely atrocious. Where are the Yankees
They got the
at?
Bills.
The Yankees are gone. But yes, Buffalo is the only true New York team, and they will easily handle the Jets. If the Jets win this game, I think that's it for me. I'm not coming back to the show.
Well, it is 2020.
Yeah, what are you picking, Suzy?
I'm taking Buffalo.
Let me ask you this. Let me just do this real quick on a round table here. Okay. If the Jets win, we should all wear green.
Next week? Okay. No, I agree. I agree with that. I'm doing that. If they win this week, next week for the show, we're all wearing green.
We're all wearing green.
Okay.
Because
Real quick, another thing. How many wins do the Jets get this season? Go. How many wins total? Go.
4.
Sizzle, what do you got? You got 4.
4?
How many?
Maybe.
1.
1. I'm saying 1.
Yeah, 1. I think they're going to
They're
beat
just
somebody.
that
I'm not.
bad.
I'm not looking at the spread on
They're
what,
gonna
what,
beat
what they're.
somebody.
I think they're 0 everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You get
Yeah,
4
okay.
wins. That's a little high, Sizzle. Come on, you just threw that out there. You
I
Sizzle
did
says
throw that
3
out
wins.
there.
Brett
Sizzle says
Favre
3.
is not coming to the Jets, although he could start.
He probably could.
All right, next game. What do we got?
Our next game is Green Bay at Houston, and Green Bay is favored by 3.5.
All right, well, I'd go first if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Packers got embarrassed last week by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Houston Texans are a mess. They got problems. I think that the game will be closer than people think, but I think Green Bay will win this game.
I've got to go Green Bay. Yeah, I just don't have any respect for Houston at all, and I've said that before. The Packers are 3.5-point favorites. To me, that's silly. I mean, I really want to put money on the Packers this week. In fact, this is my lock of the week. Packers win, they cover, and I think this is going to be another really ugly game. I see them beating Houston by about 20. Sizzle, what do you think? Packers and Texans.
Well, I kind of got to go with Green Bay.
Okay. For a minute, I thought you were going to go the other way. I'm like, are you ever going to get back in this pick segment? Jason's winning.
Can you imagine if every team was named like the Houston Texans? Yeah, we got the Green Bay Wisconians against the Houston Texans. The Nashville Tennesseans are taking on
Well, I
the
could start insulting
Pittsburgh
people.
Pennsylvanians.
I could start insulting people if I wanted to, but I won't. I won't say anything like Minnesota morons
Oh, stop.
or Atlanta assholes.
Steven.
I'm from Atlanta.
The
Come on.
Eagle Tires. The Philadelphia Tires.
Now that is the best ever.
Philadelphia
Eagle
Tires.
Tires.
Philadelphia
You got a
Tires.
big piece of rubber on the side of their helmet. I'll tell you, I might not be able to finish a segment after that.
I'm going to rip on them all year for
Next
that.
game. What's the next game? Quickly.
Our
Right.
next game is the undefeated game of the week, and that would be the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is favored by 1.
Man, this is going to be a game.
It sure is.
I am pumped up for this.
All right,
I'm
go ahead.
pumped up. I don't know who to take in taking this. I've changed my mind on it 4 times already. I mean, the Titans right now are a 1-point favorite.
Yes.
I got to say, they've been rolling. I know the Steelers have been rolling as well. This could go either way. Titans are at home. I like them at the beginning of the year more than the Steelers. For those 2 reasons,
We both
I'm
do.
taking the Titans. Titans are going to win.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. This game will be out of control. It won't even be close. The Tennessee
Really?
Well, first off, let me point this out to you. Okay, and you're a football fan, so you know these things. Well, you just don't remember. Okay, every time there's a marquee matchup between weeks 3 and 12, does it ever seem to be as good of a game as they say it is? No.
Not usual.
Okay, exactly. So this game won't be as good as you think it's going to be. The Tennessee Titans will roll. They will bottle up Derrick Henry, and he won't get his yards. And then Tannehill is going to light up that defense. Pittsburgh can't get the ball down the field. I'm sorry, Steeler fans. I love you a lot, but not this week against the Titans. Maybe next time y'all play, but not this one.
Sizzle, what do you think?
I am taking the Steelers. I have to go against you guys on
Got to make some ground.
I
up.
got it. Yes, exactly.
Good
And
luck with that.
It's one of those games that could go really either way, I think.
It won't.
You say that now.
It won't.
And
And
if
Pittsburgh don't have they don't have a tire on the side of their head. All right, next game.
our next game is Seattle, who is undefeated at Arizona, and Seattle is favored by 3.5.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the Arizona Cardinals, if you look at the history between these 2 teams, always play Seattle very, very
They
tough.
do. They do.
And Arizona's got every trap game. I've said this for a couple weeks. There's you see some of these games, teams lay an egg, and this could be the week Seattle lays an egg. It is in Arizona. I just got a funny feeling.
So you're taking Zona?
No.
No.
I'm not taking Zona because Seattle's my
I know
Super
you're a
Bowl
Russell Wilson fan, so I
pick.
mean,
Seattle's my Super Bowl pick. I got to ride with them
Okay.
until they're going to screw up. Seattle will screw up. I don't think it'll happen this week. But this game will be a lot closer than people think. This is going to be this game here along with the Dallas and Washington game, will be the most entertaining game of the week. I'm telling you. You watch. Mark my words on it.
I like the Seahawks. They have a 3.5 point favorite on the line, and I'm going Seahawks. They'll cover.
Alrighty. Our next game.
Wait a minute. You didn't pick it, Sizzle. What do you got?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Go ahead.
want to hear what you have to say.
I'm picking Seattle as well.
She's picking Seattle.
Very good. Next game.
Yes. Our next game is San Francisco at New England. New England is favored by 2.
Well, you're the San Francisco fan. You better go
Man,
first.
this one's tough. This is another game I've flipped on like 3 times this week. Every time I think about this game, I change who I think is going to win. The Patriots are currently 2-point favorites.
Yes.
I'm going to go with New England.
Yeah, you got to.
49ers have been very inconsistent. They looked good last week. They bounced back nicely. But the Patriots are not a bad team. Cam Newton had a rough game last week, and he's not that bad. We were talking before the show, and you suggested maybe he was still feeling the effects of coronavirus. If that's true, he should be better this week. I like the Patriots to win this game, and they'll cover.
Yeah, the Patriots will win this game because nobody knows Jimmy Garoppolo better than Bill Belichick. And he will
True.
find a way to exploit
Very good point.
Garoppolo's weaknesses. San Francisco will make it interesting, but I think unless Cam has a stinker, like he did last week.
I don't think he's going to
If he has a stinker, New England won't be able to hold San Francisco forever. I'm taking the Patriots to win. Sizzle.
Alrighty. Well, I am also taking the Patriots. I have to ride with them on this game. Yes. That's my pick.
What's next?
Our next game is Kansas City at Denver. Kansas City is favored by 9.5.
Okay. Is there a reason why we should pick Denver?
Not really. No, I'm taking the Chiefs in this, and they're a 9.5 point favorite, but I think they're going to cover. I don't totally hate the Broncos. I don't think they're a terrible team by any means, but they're not in the class of the Chiefs. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Chiefs win.
No, I'm taking the Chiefs. This is a divisional game, though. And teams in these divisional games, I'm telling you, when you get a bad team against a good team, and that's where the Jets will win. Not this week against Buffalo, but they are going to do something to either the Dolphins, the Bills, or the Patriots this year. I'm telling you, these divisional games are games that can flip.
Players always get more fired up.
Like that Arizona and Seattle game, and I said this could be the week Seattle falls. It could be. I took the Seahawks in that game, but I am taking the Chiefs. There's no reason not to.
Sizzle?
I am also riding with you guys on taking Kansas City.
All right. Okay. Next game.
Our next game is Jacksonville at the LA Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 8.
Jaguars have just been so underwhelming for me. I really thought they were going to be more competitive than they are. I've been very disappointed in the way they've played, and Herbert has been terrific since he took over. They've got a good complement of receivers there. They're all getting healthy now as well. Everything's pointing in Los Angeles' favor this week. I almost said it. I almost said San Diego, but I didn't until just then. The Chargers are 7.5 point favorites. I don't think they cover, but I do think they will win this game.
All right. Well, first off, when it comes to the Chargers, I talked about this in the last segment. Justin Herbert's one of my favorite players to watch. This kid's burning it up. I love this kid. Their defense is strong. Jacksonville, well, they just haven't looked good the last 3 weeks. I love Minshew. You know that. I love that Robinson kid. But they got to travel all the way to the West Coast to face the Chargers here. I don't think they're winning this game. I'm taking the L.A. Chargers to win this game. Sizzle, who you got?
I am also picking the Chargers on this one.
Jacksonville.
I can't pick Jacksonville.
I
I'm sorry.
really thought they were going to be competitive this. Not good, but I thought they were going to be far
What,
better
6-7
than they
games,
are.
maybe?
They're probably
Yeah,
very.
I think I had them at 7-9 or 6-10. Yeah.
I think they're very competitive against somebody like the Jets.
Well,
You know.
Jacksonville can, they're not that bad, but I'm saying for some reason they just don't look right.
The Clippers could beat the Jets right now.
Oh my
Will
gosh.
you stop with the
Clippers.
Clippers? Here we go.
Our next game is our Sunday night football game.
Sunday night football.
That is Tampa Bay at Las Vegas. Tampa Bay is favored by 3.
I'll go ahead and start. This is my upset of the week, everybody. Raiders. I like the Raiders in this game. They've been competitive. Gruden has them going in the right direction. They're not by any means an overwhelmingly good football team. But I'm just, you know what? It's more of a feeling than anything. I think the Raiders are going to have the upset at home. I like them in this game.
Well, we have Dandy Don over here taking the Las Vegas Raiders. But in Tampa Bay, there's a man, 43 years old. His name is Thomas Edward Brady. Number 12, 6 Super Bowl champions and 9 Super Bowl
pretty good,
appearances.
dude.
He will come marching down the field. Look, he hits Mike Evans. He could go, but he doesn't. Raiders win.
Turn out the lights.
We go.
The party's over.
I'm picking the Raiders. They had a bye week.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
They sure did.
You know what? I probably should pick Tampa here because you guys picked the Raiders, and I need to get back to these picks. I really do.
I
really-
haven't picked yet.
Oh, you're going to pick the Raiders.
I am picking the Raiders.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, why are you taking the Raiders? Just
it's
a feeling. Okay. Here we go. Here's that feeling thing. Again.
Everybody's taking the Raiders.
Yeah, everybody's taking the Raiders here, and
Well, you'll have an opportunity to change your pick.
I might, but we
Monday
got one
night
more
fo-
game. Let's do
Monday
one more
night
game. Let's
football.
think
Our
we got?
Monday night football game is Chicago at the LA Rams, and the Rams are favored by 6.
Yikes! I'm calling my brother
This is a tough one. Go
Why
ahead.
are you calling your brother? What's that got to do with it?
because the Rams are favored by 6. Are
Yeah.
you telling me they're going to beat? You got to remember,
yeah.
if you're placing money on this game,
Maybe we should
the
call your brother.
Rams have to win by 7.
Yeah.
Okay, to get paid.
That's how it works.
At 6, it's an even Steven. Okay, and I do not think the Rams will beat the Chicago Bears and that defense by a touchdown. I'm on the phone as soon as the show's over with because I don't see this. I don't see this. Chicago is due for a letdown. The Rams have laid 2 stinkers in a row. But I saw Nick Foles do an interview, and he said some things because Nick Foles, he's not this rah-rah guy.
He's very laid back.
And I watched this interview, and I watched his eyes, and his eyes were saying, we're coming together as a team. Everybody believes in each other. I got a feeling about the Chicago Bears are beating the Rams.
Okay, I'm taking the Rams, and I think they'll cover. I have not been impressed with Nick Foles. I still am questioning pulling Trubisky and benching him as early as they did. I'm going the Rams on this to cover.
Alrighty. Well, before I tell you my pick, I just want to let our viewers know, in case they don't know, our bye weeks this week are the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Colts, and the Vikings. And with that being said, I'm taking the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah, the big thing is do I want to change my Tampa Bay Vegas pick? Because I don't know how many games I picked against you, or how many were the same on, and how many were different on. Because I'm trying to look at what they got posted on the screen here. I only think I have a couple games different than you, to be honest.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think I can see it a little bit better now. But it looks like we picked almost identical games except Atlanta and Detroit. Okay, and
So are you switching your pick then?
well,
Actually, you got the Chicago game, the Atlanta-Detroit game.
and that's it. That's it. So I'd have
Yeah.
to win both of those games. Now I know I'm not going undefeated, but then again, the game I think that I'm going to lose, I don't think he's going. We're going to be even on. So if I go against you guys, because this Tampa Bay game could go either way. It really could.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to say defense travels. Yeah, I'm taking Tampa Bay. I'm switching my pick.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm not switching any of
After
them.
that Howard Cosell thing, come on, I got to do
I'm
something.
not switching anything. I will tell you, I don't feel good about picking the Patriots, but I don't feel good about picking the Niners.
I don't
That's
feel
gonna
good about picking the Bucks.
That's going to be a real. That's a tough one to pick. Niners. Patriots.
I don't feel good about picking the Buccaneers, but I'm trying to get back in the pick segment. So you people out there watching,
Sizzle, you want to change anything? Or you good?
No, I'm standing with what I've got.
yeah, you're gonna stick with what you got.
Guys, Steve is under the weather, and we're under the gun on time. So this week we've cut the fantasy segment. It will be returned next week. And I guess we got anything else we want to say?
Yeah. If I am successful this week, if somehow, some way, I manage to run the table, and this is what I told you guys, and nobody listens to me. If I run the table and go completely undefeated, I will still be one game back, and that's why I won't catch you in the pick segment unless you really screw up. But I got to take these chances, and I hope that someone out there is saying a prayer for me, and then I can actually get back into the running here.
I'm saying a prayer for you, but it's because I hope you feel better pretty soon.
Aw.
Oh,
right.
that's nice.
That's very
wonderful.
nice, Jay.
That's wonderful. All right. Okay. Well, that's it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, guys, we'll see you next week. Appreciate you joining us here on NFL Weekly Predictions for Steve Champagne, Jay Sizzle. I'm Jason Powers. You all be good. We'll see you next week.